Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everybody. This is Blazes. Welcome to Game 2 of the Burn One Down versus Galactic Gaming Best of 7 here in the StarCraft 2 Improved Team League in Season 3 of Division 3. That's a heck of a lot of threes. Up here in the top right, coming fresh off his victory in Game 1, we have Burn One Down's Mavet G-Style, who did an excellent job of holding off a very early cannon rush from Galactic Gaming's Top Gun and was easily able to come out on top by turning it around on him, warping in a couple of zealots and destroying Top Gun's forge. And down here in the bottom left, playing as the blue Zerg, we have Galactic Gaming's Flobber, who's going to be challenging Mavet G-Style's very early rise to top of the hill here on Foxtrot Labs. What I like about this map the most, I have to say, is because like before on Nimbus, each player's natural is rather close. Instead of being up, though, it's more down. But you still have just this little ramp here you have to defend, and of course this debris, but opponents definitely seem to prefer to come up here more than like to go through the debris that I've noticed on this map, and I just really like that because, again, players can just easily branch out to their natural, get a lot more economy going, and really churn out some awesome armies to battle each other. But in addition, it really makes it harder for them to claim their third. I mean, yeah, they can come down here, but it's open here and here, or they can even try and go up here, which, yeah, it's pretty defensible. I mean, you only really need to worry about this ramp and this wide open space, but then if you want to do your natural thing, you're going to end up coming down here to the high yields, and this is a real pain in the butt to defend, because not only do you have it up here you got to worry about, you have to worry about this ramp, and you even have to worry about some units getting in here and sniping out your entire worker line. So hopefully we'll see some really interesting strategies if these players even end up getting to the middle. Anyway, getting back to the game itself, looks like Mavet, I believe it was no hidden races for this best of 7. So Mavet does know that there is a Zerg player on the field, so he's getting the early wall in right now. And Flobber going for the 12 pull, so we'll get the Lings out right about now and get his hatchery right about on time. But by the time he's come in here, this is already walled off, and he should have the Zealot out to easily take out even 6 Lings. This is a 4-player map, I believe, but I'm pretty sure that he knows that he's kitty corner by this point, because that Overlord is heading right over there right now. And Probe coming in right now just to see what he can see. Not going to see the pool, but then again, the Lings, pretty dead giveaway. Not too sure what that Probe's... Excuse me. Looks like the Zealot is out, so they will be able to do some easy defense, especially because these Lings haven't done a whole heck of a lot except more than that Probe. He came to the wrong side of that map. Overlord back here for Flobber right now, so he will get a lot of more intel, especially if he floats it up here around the back. I do like to see this because if Mavet forgets to take it out, Flobber's going to get a heck of a lot of intel a lot earlier than he should. That Probe is going to get all the way home, and looks like Mavet's going for a really early Nexus. It is a big map, it is a 4-player map, so he does have a little bit of room to sort of work with in terms of holding off any early rush, but plopping that down when he knows there's 6 Lings on the way, that's not very good, because they're just going to start chewing that Nexus a new one. There is a couple of Zealots on the field. We'll see if one can take it out. Some good macro going on by both players. I think Mavet is playing his cards just right. 1 Ling goes down, another one on the red, but Flobber's doing a good job of microing, but I think that, yeah, another one goes down, and there goes the 3rd one. Numbers down by half. That wasn't quite enough to take care of the Nexus. So a little bit of loss for Flobber, no big deal, easily recoverable from. And that natural for Mavet will go up pretty early. So 2-base Zerg versus 2-base Protoss, however, not looking good for Flobber in the early game unless he can put a little bit more pressure on. His natural is just about to get up and running, though. So if he can start pumping out a few more Zerglings, he might actually be able to get some early pressure on here again, especially to get the run by from this Mothership core. Although Warp Gate is almost done now for Mavet, so if he can get that proxy piling down pretty soon, he might actually be able to start really doing some pressure on Flobber, especially because Flobber is just getting his gas up right now. He's not going to have a whole heck of a lot besides Lings and Queens to take care of any Zealot and Stalker play. Although Flobber, he will know if anything comes out because he's just parking some Lings by the 3rd. Excuse me. Still dealing with a little bit of a cold. I do apologize for that. Looks like both players are pretty content to just sort of hang back and just build up their forces. Not too sure that's going to work out too good for Flobber. He is ahead in supply, and I think that means, he's got almost double the workers of Mavet. That is good, but with Warp Gate done and 4 more gateways just about to pop, And it looks like that probe is heading out to get the proxy done, but those Zerglings have spotted it. They are going to try and take that probe out. They need to do it, otherwise Flobber's going to have a lot of angry protoss right on his doorstep. Speedlings are coming out now, but it's a little too late, and that probe's actually just going to hide right there in the corner, operating on the if I can't see them, then they can't see me principle, and he will get the proxy going. And I think those Lings aren't even going to turn right around. I don't think he noticed that they that the probe just sort of snuck back there. And Warp Gate is finished right now, so we'll start to see those units warping in. Roach Warren is just about done, so if Mavev can get it done right now before that pops, he will be in a great position to do a lot of damage. Third going down for a Flobber right now, so yeah, he's gonna be a little thin on the ground in terms of army. And here come the first few Zealots and some sentries. Robobay is on the way, so we will see the Observer pretty quickly. He can even start taking out the Creep Tumors and really just start forcing the Zerg player back into his corner. Few things that aren't going to do a whole heck of a lot against four Zealots, the Sentry, and the Core, but a bunch of Roaches are coming out right now. A few more Sentries on the way. I think I would have gone for Stalkers because Zealots aren't going to do a whole heck of a lot against a crap ton of Roaches. Those Zerglings easily going down, but the Roaches are on the field. First one coming down, a few more coming down, and a lot of Queens heading for some backup. I think they might just be able to force the cancel in this hatchery. Oh, Mavev is splitting up his forces. First Zealot goes down. The Flobber does get the cancel, but I think Mavev needs to run out of there, get some force fields, and run because that's all that Queen play is going to easily fend off this little bit of aggression. And a lot more Zerglings on the way now for Flobber, but Mavev is responding appropriately. Immortals are coming out now. They'll make short work out of any of those Roaches. Very well done on Mavev for reading that and getting back in. Even the Twilight Council going down, some Blink and some Charge Louts would do very good against these Roaches. And looks like Flobber is going to press this. He's going to chase the Protoss all the way back home. He's even going to start knocking on his doorstep. The wall-in is done for the Protoss, but I think he's got a couple of sentries, but they're pretty thin on the ground in terms of force fields. Only going to get one off each, and a bunch of Lings right now. And the Metabolic Boost is done. He really needs to get the force field up right now. Great force field. He traps all the Zerglings on the wrong end of the force field for the Lings. Those Roaches can't do more than pot shot down his Zealots. All the Lings go down except for one Ling, who is very glad he held back a bit. It looks like Mavev is going to try and force the cancel that hatchery again, but I don't think two Zealots are going to do a lot with the Queen right there, especially now that the second Queen is coming up. So I think those Zealots will get taken out, and with these Roaches, I fear for the lives of those Zealots. Another couple ones coming in, but they would be wise to retreat back to the proxy pylon. Observer out now, so he's not going to. So he will be able to see the fact that drones are coming out right now. Nothing's really going to stop that third for Flobber. Going up right now, just about done. Looks like Mavev is being smart. He's trying to take out those little scouting overlords, so he will hopefully be able to catch Flobber by surprise. The next attack he puts out. Blink on the way for Mavev. +1/+1 coming out for Flobber's Roaches, so that's going to be pretty bad for the Protoss if he doesn't respond in kind, especially with Roach speed coming up. Those Roaches are going to be able to do some nasty hit and runs on the Protoss, especially now that he's going for his third. If he can't lock this down, those Roaches are just going to be able to run and gun this right down, especially now that the Protoss is starting to look a little thin on the ground back here in his main. And looks like Mavev has decided to abandon his proxy pylon and just try and macro up. Not too sure I agree with this, but with all those Roaches, I don't think he has very much of a choice. And goes to show you just how often I don't play Protoss, which is roughly all the time. Forge is just going down right down for Mavev, so he will be pretty behind on upgrades, especially as +1/+1 is about to pop. Hydra Den is completed. Group Spines coming out. So looks like he will be able to defend against any airplay if the Protoss decide to go that way, in addition taking out those Stalkers from range. Although the Robobay is on the way out, so he looks like he is taking to Colossus again. Mavev doing a great job of sort of hitting Flobber tit for tat, because those Colossi are going to do a hell of a lot of damage against all those massive Hydras. Looks like a first pretty major engagement on the way. Looks like he might have enough on the ground here to do some serious damage. Great force field on the ramp. Forces those Roaches into a little bit of a contain. Flobber needs to pull his drones. He is getting a lot of interference on the way, but time warp down from the Mothership Core. Those units are going to be forced back again with the force fields, but I think the Hydras are gunning right for that Mothership Core. It's just about to go down from all that Queen play. Mothership Core goes down. No more time warp for him. And I think the Protoss is going to need to run out of here, especially with those Lings on the field. Mavev did a lot of damage, but I don't think it was anything too critical, especially now that the Lings are taking out those Immortals. Both Immortals have gone down. I think he had two anyway. Sentry go down. All that's left is a few Stalkers. Get out there just by virtue of having Blink alone. His third is up, but he's not even mining off of it. Although they did do a great job of taking out that hatchery. So back down to 2 base, 2 base. Zoom this in right now, and those stalkers getting all the way out of there. Those lings doing a great job, but those lings are then led right back to the third. I think the Zerg might just have enough on the field to take care of this, especially because Flobber's doing another great job of pressing the attack. Protoss is being relegated to being essentially kept prisoner in his own base, and that third nexus is going to go down. Ling's doing a great job running interference, keeping the army from getting down there to try and save that nexus. A lot of roaches and hydras on the field right now. Zerglings are running up in, but the Colossus pops in just in the nick of time. All those Lings are just going to get absolutely roasted, and I think Flobber is going to need to retreat right the heck now. Almost all Lings go down, but he did get a warp gate, so Mavep's army replenishment is going to be a little bit slower, but another Colossi is on the way, and Flobber's going to have to run all the way back home. In fact, I think this would be a great time for Mavep to push the attack. +2/+2 is on the way now for the Zerg. Protoss is just barely getting his +1 ground weapons, about halfway done. If Mavep can catch up soon, he's going to be looking very thin on the ground, especially with Corruptors on the way. They're going to make easy targets out of those Colossi. And it looks like Flobber is contented to sit back in his base and try and get his third back up and running. Mavep isn't quite pushing it for right now. If I was him, I'd grab this throw down a few cans right here, and just try and macro like crazy, knowing that I'd managed to do some damage right here. Although the third is back up for Flobber right now. Charge lots are on the way again with 4 more gates, so Mavep going for a lot of macro right now. Flobber looking a little thin on the ground for the gas, probably because the third was just taken out. Excuse me. A few more Corruptors on the way, so they're going to make, again, short work out of that Colossi, especially with just 3 of them on the way. Not a whole lot for anti-air except for those Stalkers. And it looks like the Zerg might be gearing up to attack pretty soon. Something tipped them off to that proxy pylon, and that poor Zealot who had one job to do to guard that pylon. He has failed miserably. That pylon will go down. And looks like the Protoss are taking exception to that. They are moving out right now. Those Colossi might actually... they will play dividends against all these Hydralisks, but with those significant amount of Corruptors on the field, they are going to get taken out. Zerg seems to be content to just try and do some target practice on the debris. It looks like they might actually be able to catch the army split. He does get the debris down just in time, so the Hydralisks will meet back up with the Roaches, but the Hydralisks are in front where they don't want to be. Those Roaches are there meant to be in front, short range attack, try and tank the hits while the Hydras take them out from range. He really needs to keep those Corruptors in there with him, otherwise those Colossi are going to roast this entire army. And it looks like the Protoss is content to play hit and run. This is probably a good idea because that army looks pretty hard countery towards whatever Mavep can bring to the table. But those Corruptors are going in for a little bit of a sneak attack on the Colossi. One of them is just, sneeze on that and it'll go down. Great force field there. We'll keep the ground units alive for another day. And it looks like the Protoss is just poking, just trying to find a good angle of attack. But if I were him, I'd just try and hang out up here on the high ground and just try and snipe off the Corruptors or whatever as they came up. Another proxy pylon up here in the top left corner. We'll be able to feed a few more units down here to Mavep's army, but he's starting to look pretty behind in the supply game. 139, excuse me, to 174. Flobber a little bit supply block, but Overlord's about to pop. Not a big deal. Another great bout of force field, but not a whole lot of units going down. I don't think any units went down, and I think that's just too much space to really do some force field, especially with the Corruptors right there. You really need to start focus firing down those Corruptors. One Colossi go down. Next one just about to follow. He's still doing a great job with the force fields, trying to keep those ground units out, but he just didn't have enough energy to really monopolize on that. All the Colossi go down, and those Stalkers are going to need to start blinking out of there. Those ground units are going to probably chase them again all the way back. This would be a great time for Flobber to counterattack, because he's more than double the supply of Mavep right now. A lot more units on the way. Mavep going for DTs. Not too sure I agree with this with at least a couple of Overseers on the ground. They're just going to get absolutely sniped unless he can try and keep the Zerg occupied up here and just sort of pop a few up here at his proxy pylon and start sniping at some drones. Looks like the Zerg are going to be able to get the third again. Protoss doesn't have a whole heck of a lot to try and take this all out. He needs to try and separate this army, but Flobber's doing a great job of keeping it together. I think this Nexus is... No! Flobber decided... No! Flobber can't make up his mind, and neither can I, but what's going on here? I think he is going to commit to taking out this Nexus. At the very least, he's going to start disrupting some mining here. Mavep is trying to scare him off, but he doesn't have quite enough on the ground. I think if Flobber committed right now, he could do a heck of a lot of damage. And it looks like, Flobber is content to just try and play the waiting game right here, take up this Nexus. Mavep is, again, he's trying to poke at the army, just try and scare them off of his property, but it's not going to work. He doesn't have nearly enough. He's behind by over 80 supply. Nexus does go down again for the Protoss. And Flobber is more than happy to just continue mining off 3. In fact, I think he can grab a 4th or a 5th with how good of a job he is keeping the Protoss in his base. The Protoss gets another great bunch of force fields on, but the Warp Gate does go down. Ground Army is heading into the base. He really needs those Immortals out right now, but no, he takes the Paladin out. That Immortal is going to be stuck in limbo forever. And he's just doing a great job of sniping out Mavep's army. He is retreating. I think he could have done a lot more damage. No, he can't. The DTs are out, and they are out for blood. Overseer's nowhere to be found, and Flobber's army is just getting nickeled and dimed with the Blink Stalkers weakening the Hydralisk and the DTs taking him out. And he might even lose all these Hydralisks and a fair few Roaches unless he can get some Overseers here right now. These Corruptors aren't going to do a damn thing against those DTs. Although I think the Overseers are on the way now, so Mavep wisely pulling back his DTs. None on that one, but I think a fair few. He's got a lot of kills. 1 on that one and 3, so... I thought I saw more DTs. Oh, I might be wrong. It's been known to happen. Oh, nope, 7 kills on that one, so great job there, but it looks like Flobber is trying to push the attack again, trying to get some more map control out here. Excuse me. Although I think right now, if Mavep was able to try and get into the main or the natural, or especially the 3rd, try and snipe out some drones, all the Overseers are up here, but it looks like Flobber's more than had enough of this, and he's going to try and push up into the natural. A lot of sentries for force fields, but Flobber has complete control over the map right now. He has a lot of pepper on the ground, and Mavep just isn't able to get any more Colossi out, especially with this Robo facility just now barely coming back online. DT is going for the hatchery. I'm not sure I agree with this. I think he should have just ran it up over here to the natural and really start taking out all these drones. But that DT is going to get out of there just in time, doing a bit of scratch damage to that hatchery. In fact, he's actually splitting his attention right now because he is going for the 4th right now, but that DT is not going to let it happen. Nope. Overseer comes out, snipes that DT. Another 2 DTs going down over here, so Mavep is essentially just throwing his DTs away, just trying to get at those hatcheries. He is going for his 3rd again. Oh, I'm not sure about this. I really think he should have gone for the 3rd up here or something. And even the Observer, I think, is going to go down. And Flobber quickly approaching supply limit here, while Mavep is all he can really afford is just getting this Immortal right now. Check the income tab real quick. Both players not doing too well in the income, but honestly, with the amount of army Flobber has right now, I don't see this going very well for Mavep, as the massive stream of blue units is heading this way. Looks like Mavep is going for a little bit of a last stand right here. Archon out. That is a very good unit to get right now, but 1 isn't going to do a whole heck of a lot against all those Roaches and Hydralisks. Flobber just trying to get his army into some semblance of a formation right now. Not too sure why computer is choking on this thing at only about 15 frames per second. Usually it's a lot better than this. I do apologize for that. And it looks like Flobber's he's definitely thinking about going for the jugular, sniping one probe. Why the heck not? And things return to quiet on the Western Front. No, I spoke too soon. Ground forces moving for Flobber right now. I think we're about to see the. I think we are indeed about to see the decisive blow struck right here to the Protoss. Half the army is nope. That Nexus is going to go down for at least a 3rd time. Oh no, but Mavep is just running right by. He's just going right for the throat. I agree with this completely. He needs to stay away from this army and just try and do some semblance of damage to the Zerg. Although, looks like Flobber is doing a great job of reading this and just pulling back right now. If he can take out this Protoss army, that I do believe that will be it for Mavep. Mavep is very short on money right now and very short on the ability to mine. Almost mined out of the natural, completely mined out in the main. Is going for that Zerg 3rd once again. No drones there. Good force fields again. He needs to run those guys out of there. Zerg army is able to snipe a few of them, but there's just not enough sentries on the field. I don't think to get enough force fields to run them out of there. Changeling's behind to try and prevent Mavep from running up the ramp. And there's the GG. Very well played from Mavep. You did a excuse me. Very well played to both players, as I said before. Although Flobber's macro was, I think, a few notches higher than Mavep's right now, especially he was much better able to hold on to his third right here, and I think once this really got cranked up and going, because Mavep, he was not able to hold on to this whatsoever, and as soon as the Zerg train got rolling, there just wasn't any stopping it. So Mavep is knocked off the throne. That means we will see Flobber in Game 3 of Burn One Down versus Galactic Gaming. The the score currently stands at 1-1, so let's see what happens in Game 3. I'll see you guys then.